Hi guys, welcome to Club UX. So, design is a field which is expanding into various verticals. Interaction design is one such vertical. In this video, we shall discuss what is interaction design. We will understand interaction design with the help of certain examples. So, a good design is conversational. What it means is that the user must be able to converse with the design. It doesn't mean that the design is talking to you literally, but what it means is that the design should be able to converse with the user in such a way that it should be able to tell the user that what taking a particular action would lead to, so that user is able to perform their task easily. If the conversation that happens between the design and the user is boring or difficult and user is not able to perform their task easily, then they would just leave your product and would move on to something else in order to have their conversation. Interaction design is all about creating a conversation between the user and the product. In such a way, it is easy, meaningful, and interesting. So let's understand what is the definition of interaction design, and then we will move to understand interaction design with the help of examples. Interaction design is abbreviated as IXD. Interaction design is designing interaction between user and products. The ultimate goal of interaction design is to create products that allows user to achieve their objectives in the most efficient way. From computers to mobile devices to physical products to digital products, interaction design is all about creating a meaningful conversation between the user and the product, be it physical or digital. Interaction design is the creation of a dialogue between a person and a product, system, or service. This dialogue is both physical and emotional in nature and is manifested in the interplay between form, function, technology as experienced over time. So this is all about literal definition. Now let's understand it with the help of examples. Let's take an example of an ATM machine. You use ATM machine to get money out of it. So your task while using the ATM machine is to get money from the ATM machine. So now how can you interact with the ATM machine? There can be three possible ways. Number one is through voice command. Number two would be to use the keypad on the ATM machine. And number three would be the touch screen. So here comes the most important part. To design the interaction between the user and the product. It is the job of the interaction designer to decide what would be the most optimal way of creating the interaction between the user and the product. Whether would be it with the help of a voice command or with the help of the keypad or with the help of the touchscreen. Furthermore, after deciding what would be the best way of interaction between the user and the product, it is the job of the interaction designer to decide what would be the action of the user and what would be the reaction of the product. These are called at the moment interactions. For example, let's suppose that the interaction designer has decided that voice command would be the best way to create the interaction between the ATM machine and the user. The interaction designer would take into account what would be the action that would come from the user, and based upon those actions, the interaction designer has to come up with the possible reaction from the product. In this case, it is ATM machine. Or let's suppose that the interaction designer considered that touch screen would be the most optimal way of interacting between the user and the ATM machine. So in that case, the interaction designer has to decide what would be the various action points on the screen and what would these actions would lead to the possible outcomes from the ATM machine. This is called at the moment interactions. And it is the job of the interaction designer to design these at the moment interactions. Interaction designer doesn't have to really think about what would be the design, overall design of the ATM machine. They do not have to think about the aesthetics, the color, the layout. What they have to think, what they have to design is those at the moment interaction. What would be the actions from the user and what would be the possible outcomes from the ATM machine. Let's take another example. Let's suppose that you are in a mood of some spicy Thai food. You want to order it online through your favorite food app. You visit the food app, go check out the favorite restaurant, and before adding the food into your cart, you want to check out various food options. You want to check out the images. So your task in this case is to check out the images of various food options. Now, there are various interactive ways by which you can do it. Number one, there can be a bundle of images and all you have to do is to swipe it with the help of your finger. The next way can be that you have to tap on each and every image, and then after tapping, the image will open up. Or the third way can be that you have to press it for a certain period of time and then the image will open up. So you see that there are different interactive ways by which you can see the food images. It is the job of the interaction designer to decide which one would be the most optimal way of interaction between the user and the food app. And it is the job of the interaction designer to design the interaction. So guys, interaction design is all about creating at the moment interaction between the user and the product. Creating these at the moment interactions would ultimately lead to a beautiful user experience design. Interaction design is a subset of user experience design. So guys, in this video we discussed about what is interaction design. We shall have more videos on interaction design, like we'll talk about the principles of interaction design, 5 dimensions of interaction design, and how interaction design differs from user experience design and user interface design. Do check out our website yukti.io and you will find a lot of articles on interaction design. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and I will see you next time.